Hi friends, welcome to Yuvaguru English Theory Lectures. We have theory and practical, two separate types of video lectures. Theory covers the concepts and practical covers the solved examples. Both this theory and practical together are useful for CBSE, ICSE, various state boards across India and outside India as well. Anyone who wants to understand English better needs to download this Yuvaguru English app from Play Store. So let's focus on our topic today. Today's topic is distributive pronouns. See, demonstrative we have and indefinite. We have covered them in part 1 and 2. Now this is part 3 of the video. So kindly watch 1 and 2 before watching this 3. So distributive pronouns. Firstly, let's look at some examples. Now then you'll understand it better. Each of the boys gets a prize. Each took it in turn. Each. Either of these roads lead to the railway station. Either. Either of you can go. Either. Neither of the accusations is true. Neither. Now, important part in these 5 sentences is, let's look at it. Each, either, neither are called distributive pronouns. Why? Because they refer to persons or things one at a time. One at a time. This is important. Each of these boys, one boy at a time. Each took it in turn. Each means one turn at a time. Either of these roads means one road at a time. Either of you, one of you. Okay. So it means one thing. They refer to persons or things one at a time. For this reason, they are always singular and as such followed by the verb in the singular. Followed by the verb in the singular. That's important. Important is verb in singular. Now this is a hint. How? Each of the boys gets is a verb. Gets a prize. And that's a singular. Right? Each of it, each took it in turn. Means what? Took it in turn. So taking is a verb, action word. Each of these roads leads. This is a verb and singular. Either of you can go. So go, singular. Neither of the accusations is true. Here is the verb. This is absurd, but it's a verb. Is the verb over here. Now few important points. Each is used to denote every one of a number of persons or things taken singly. Each means used when we have to take person or things singly. Okay. Either means the one or the other of the two. Either means we have to make a choice, this or this. Neither means no choice, opposite of either. Neither means not the one nor the other of the two, means neither of these two. Right? It is opposite of either. It is negative of either. Okay. Now important part about either and neither. Hence either and neither should be used only in speaking of two persons or things. See this. Only if you are speaking of two persons or two things, two places, only then you should use either or neither. If there are more than two, when we speak of more than two persons or places, any, no one, none should be used. Okay. So more than two, any, no one, none, these words, and two, then either or neither. Now important part about each pronoun. See this. The position of pronoun each should be noticed. Now what? How? Let's see. It has 3 main positions. Okay. Each of the we are in examples 1, 2 and 3. Each of the men received a reward. Now each is over here. Each of these horses cost 5,000 rupees. I bought each of these mangoes for 3 rupees. Okay. This is one position. Second, these men received each a reward. Now remember this. Each is over here where first. Now here each a reward. These horses cost each 5,000 rupees. and earlier was each of these horses cost 5000 rupees. These horses cost each 5000 rupees. Now next, these horses cost 5000 rupees each. Each is at the end now. First, then middle, then end. I bought these mangoes for 3 rupees each. See this. I bought each of these mangoes for 3 rupees. Now, the third order is usual after numeral. We do not say the men received a reward each. We don't say like that. But we say the men received 500 rupees each. So important part is this each is used as at the end. Generally after the numeral. Numeral means a number. 5000 rupees each. 3 rupees each. We don't say reward each. We never say that. Okay. When you are saying when you are not talking in terms of numbers, then each comes first. Okay. So remember the 3 positions. First, then in middle, and then in end. In the end only when there are numbers. Okay. Next, in the following sentences, each, either, and neither are used as adjectives. Now how can you say these are adjectives? They are followed by nouns. Now this is a trick. Anywhere if you want to find adjective, generally 99% it is followed by a noun. Okay, let's see. Each boy took his turn. Neither accusations is true. Now here each is an adjective because it is telling something about the noun. Neither accusation is true means neither. It is telling something about the noun accusation. At either end was a marble structure. At either end. End is a noun and either is telling something about this end. Okay. So it is immediately preceding the noun. Okay. Now here either means each or both. You can say both ends also and each end also. Okay. So main point is it is telling something about the noun and it is preceding the noun. Then it's called as adjective. Otherwise distributive pronoun. Now we'll study some examples about reciprocal pronouns. Now reciprocal pronouns we have already studied in our earlier videos. So kindly follow that to understand the meaning. Just to give you a hint about reciprocals or gist about that, see these words: each other, one another. When we use these reciprocal pronouns, these are reciprocal pronouns. There must be 2 or more people, things or groups involved, so that we cannot use reciprocal pronouns with I, you. Means we cannot use them with I, you, all these. 2 or more people should be there. They must be doing the same thing. That is very much important. Both of these persons or more than 2 persons must be doing the same things. For example, John and Mary love each other. Now both love each other. That's why reciprocal pronouns can be used. If John loves and Mary doesn't love, then it's a different matter. Peter and David hate each other. See here, they both hate each other. Okay. So coming back to our topic, the 2 men hate each other. See this, same logic. Hate each other. Both are doing the same thing. They cheated one another. So both are doing the same thing. If we analyze these sentences, they mean the 2 men hate and each hates the other. Right? As simple. Hate each other means one hates another and another hates the first one. They cheated. One cheated the another. Right? First cheated the second cheated the first. Okay. Each and one really belong to the subject. Other and another are objects. See this, other and another, objects. A sentence contains 2 parts, subject and predicate, and the predicate contains another part, that's called as object. Okay. So object is always a part of predicate. Okay. So another are objects, but each other and one another, see this, each other and one another have become in practice compound pronouns and also called as reciprocal pronouns. Compound means they are intermingled with each other. Okay, each other. Both mean one and the same thing, right? So in practice, compound pronouns, also called reciprocal pronouns, and are rarely separated even by a preposition. They are not separated by a preposition also. Thus we say the two brothers quarrelled with each other. Each other. See these reciprocal pronouns. They all gave evidence against one another. One another. Right? One important point to note is nowadays how the English has changed. The one-time rule that each other should be used in speaking of two persons or things. See here, when you are speaking of two persons, places or anything, only two, then we should use each other. But if you are speaking of more than two persons, then one another should be used actually. Okay. But nowadays what has happened is this one another is rarely used. Each other is used in place of in case of three persons also, three or more. But that is actually wrong. One another is speaking in speaking of more than two is no longer strictly observed. Although it is wrong, but in general language or general English, while speaking, we about speaking of four persons also, we speak each other. Actually it is wrong. In exam if it comes, it should be two persons each other, more than two, one another. See this example. Three brothers quarrelled with each other. Actually this sentence is wrong. The three brothers quarrelled with one another. Okay. Is now accepted as idiomatic. Means nowadays it is accepted. But in exam if it comes, the correct answer is one another for three or more, each other for up to two. Okay. So that was a theory about distributive pronouns. You can download this Yuvaguru English app from Play Store to get these videos, tests, question banks with explanations directly on your mobile. These videos contain theory and practical, two types of videos. Theory contains concepts, it clears the concepts, and practical covers the solved examples. Both this theory and practical together are useful for CBSE, ICSE, various state boards across India and outside India as well. Anyone who wants to understand English better needs to download this Yuvaguru English app from Play Store. Follow us on Facebook on this link, WhatsApp us on this number for any query related to purchases. Keep studying, keep watching. Thanks.